Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm here to show you how to make the Doug bracelet. It's the larger variation of the Donnie bracelet, which I already showed you how to make. And basically what it is, it's the Donnie bracelet, but it has this little center section right here. But anyways, let's get started. So if you've already made the Donnie bracelet, this one should be like pretty easy also. And you're going to first start off by doing the same thing you did for the Donnie bracelet, and that is making one of these segments. And you'll need a total of 2 of them for the Doug bracelet as well. So to start it off, you're going to take one of your fishtail bands, make a cap band on your hook, and then you're going to take 2 more of your fishtail colored bands, and you're going to pull them through this cap band. And make sure that the 2 band halves in the middle are part of the same band, and the 2 outer band halves are also part of the same band. And then you're going to pick up your first color, which I'm using, I believe this is glow-in-the-dark pastel jelly pink. You're going to pinch these first 3 bands, slip this on your hook, and put the 3 bands back. And then you're going to pinch off the first band, slip the pink over and off your hook, and then put that band back, the fishtail colored band. You should have something that looks something like this. Sorry if you can't see the color distinction very well, but there's the pink, and then there's the white. So now you're going to move on. You're going to pick up a white fishtail band, pull it through everything on your hook, and you're just going to pick up the outside 2 white bands, like that. And then adjust this maybe so it doesn't look so messy. And then you'll pick up your next color, which for me is orange. Do the same thing, pinch off the first 3 bands, slip the orange on, put the bands back, and then just pinch off the first one, slip the orange up and over, and then put your fishtail colored band back. So you have something that looks like this. And you're basically just going to repeat these steps. You're going to pull through your fishtail colored band and then slip on your next color in your sequence. So I'll show you that one more time. Again, picking up a white, pulling it through everything, and picking up the outer 2 bands. Then you slip on your next color, which is yellowy green for me. Pinch off these first 3, slip on your band, put the 3 back, and then slip off the first band, drop off your yellow-green band, and then put your fishtail band back. And then you just keep repeating this until it's long enough to fit around your wrist. And I'll come back to show you how to finish it off with your clip, and I'll show you how to stitch up the sides so that you have this fishtail side like this piece has. So anyways, I'll do this off camera and then I'll come right back. Okay, so I'm back. I've made this long enough to fit around my wrist, and it should look something like this. And the bands are going to be sticking out in all sorts of weird directions. That doesn't really matter. I wouldn't worry about it. But anyways, to finish this up, I've stopped at the point where I just added a colored band that's sticking out. I'm going to pull 1 fishtail colored band through everything. And then clip it. And then to start fishtailing up the sides, you go down to the bottom. And you're going to make sure that your cap band is to the right of you when you start fishtailing, because you don't want to start at the end with the C-clip, because then you won't end up doing it right. So you're going to start and you're going to put your hook through the first 3 bands like this. The first 3 bands. And you're going to pull the bottom band or the band farthest from your hook over. Then grab the next band so that there are again 3 bands on your hook. Pull the bottom band over. And then you're just going to keep on doing this. It's pretty darn easy. And you can go pretty quickly at it once you get good. You're just going to do that until you reach the end. And then again, I'm going to go off camera and do all this. And I'll come back to show you how to finish it up at the top. Okay, I've gotten to the end. And it should look something like this. And then at the end I've stopped at the point where I have 2 bands on my hook and I just pulled over the 3rd one. And then to finish it off, I'm just going to pull the 2nd band over as well. And then you're going to pull this band onto 1/2 of the whites. So I'm going to do the back one. Just kind of finagle it on there, honestly. So I just grab it with your hook and pull it right on over. And then reclip your fishtail band onto your cap band. And an important note about this, when you go to do your other fishtail, you'll want your blue band to be clipped on the other side. That way they line up really nicely when you stitch together your bracelet. So anyways, now you have the borders of your bracelet finished. And to do the center part, I've already done part of it off camera. You basically string the bands on the same exact way I showed you how to do with the colored sides. And for the middle, I personally like using one color because I feel like it brings out the design better. But you can use other colors too. I think I tried that, but I preferred the one color for the middle part better. But anyways, so I've gone and I've done that. And before we can stitch these 2 together, we're going to have to add another fishtail onto here. And another important thing to mention, you'll want to add 1 more band to this row than you added to these rows. So like 1 more sticking out band. But anyways, now I'll show you how to add the 2nd fishtail onto here. You're going to start it off like any other normal fishtail. Cap band, and pull through 2 bands. And then it's pretty easy. Basically, you're going to add these bands onto it as if you're adding on loose bands. So I'd pinch off the first 3 and hold on to them first. String your brown band onto your hook like this. Put your 3 bands back on your hook and pull the brown band over the middle 2. And when you do this, make sure the band doesn't twist in the middle here. And as long as it doesn't, then you've done it right. And now you add your 2nd band to your fishtail, picking up the outer 2 like normal. And then pinch off the first 3 bands. Add on your next band, like this. Put the 3 bands back. Pinch off the last band and pull the brown over. And then you repeat these 2 steps. Fishtailing on a band as normal. And then adding on your brown band. And you just do that until you get all the way to the top. And again, I'll show you how to finish it up when I come back. Now I've gotten to the end here after adding my 2nd fishtail. And it should look something like this. And I've stopped at the point where I just added on my brown band. And to finish it off, you just pull a band through everything and clip it. And there's your whole center section. And now your next step is to stitch your center section and one of the sides together in the middle right here. So to do this, you basically stretch a bunch of knotted bands through this area. And for my wrist size, I like to use 7 bands, but depending on the band type that you're using and your wrist size, it might be more or less than that. So feel free to add as little or as many as you think fits best. You don't want to add too many or else it'll like look all loosey-goosey and weird. And you don't want to add too few or else it'll be too tight and like too tense. So to do that, I'm just going to grab one of my side sections that I made. And to start off, you take one of the bands that you're pulling through the center. I'm just going to use the fishtail color that I've been using. And you're going to line these up like this. And you're going to stick your hook through the cap bands of both your side and your center portion. And pull your band through these. And pull the back band over the front in order to make a knot. And you don't want to tighten it super tight yet. And then start looking at the bracelet from this side, and you'll want the center portion, the widest portion, you want that band to come first, followed by this band on the other section, and then alternating. So I mentioned this in the Donnie bracelet video, but if you have a Loomy Loom, I believe that's what this big ol' long hook is called, you'll probably want to use it for this section. It could make it go quicker and be a lot easier. So I'm just going to whip this out and start using it from now on. And you'll order up your bands, and you'll just do a section at a time. So since the brown is going to be at the bottom, then I'm just going to grab a band and then just alternate grabbing bands. And again, make sure the brown is the one on the bottom. And then I think I'm going to add a knot on another band before I do this. So to do that, just pull a band through, pull the back over the front and pull tight. And then you pull this knotted string portion through all the bands that you put your hook through. Make sure that you don't catch any of the other bands on your hook and get anything tangled in there, you know. And then just pull tightly. Until it looks all neat. Like this. And then to move on, you pick out another section of more bands. Doesn't matter how many you do at a time. You can do as many or as few as you want at a time. So I'm just going to start right here. And again, I'm going to alternate until I get back to where I started. And then I'm going to pull this band right here through everything I put my hook through. You should have something like this so far. And you basically just keep on knotting bands onto your center string as often as you see fit. Like right here, it's really short, so it's about time that I add on another band. And then I just keep pulling more bands through each segment that I work on till I get to the end. And I'll come back to show you how to finish this up. Alright, I'm I'm back. I have pulled 7 bands through the middle, and it should look something like this. And yeah, I decided to stay with 7 bands because in my last bracelet I used the same sort of band type, so I didn't really need to change how many bands I used for it. So now to finish it off, you should have, one little tiny bit of a band left. It shouldn't be super long, it should be like pretty close to the end right here. And what I do is, on the side that the blue loops over, that the blue is showing at the very top where you clipped it, you're going to drop this over onto one of the main pair of fishtail section bands. So I just make sure this doesn't come out, unclip the band on the correct side, grab onto it, and grab the other band that you're just working with, and drop the band that you passed through the middle over and onto it, and reclip those 2 halves of the band together. And you want to give it a good stretch to even it out a bit. And there you go, that's how you do one side. So you basically do the other side the exact same way. You grab a segment of your fish-tailed up sides, and you do the same sort of thing. You knot on your first band, and then you just keep knotting on more bands to pass through the whole thing. So yeah. I don't think I need to show it to you guys. Basically, you start it off, you knot them on the same exact way I showed you with the other side, pass up again the exact same way, and you finish it the exact same way. So I'll just go off camera and do all of that. If you need a recap on how to do it, then you just watch how I did the other side, because it is the exact same. And I'll come back to show you how to clip both ends of the bracelet together. Alright, so I just finished up my bracelet. I clipped it and mirrored it the opposite of the other side. And now to finish it up, you'll want to stretch it, perfect it, make it look however you want. Generally, I like to pull the center fishtails a little bit apart. It helps tighten up the areas that we stitch together. And also pull on the fishtails on the sides a little bit. But after you do that, in order to clip it, you just do what you usually would. Just clip your clips onto your cat bands. And these ones will tilt a little bit, they'll like twist just because the band that you tagged right on there. But it's not too hard to figure out what way they're facing. And there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. I don't know when I'll release it yet, but I have come up with some new designs, so you'll be seeing me later. Bye!